How can you miss someone you've never met? Cause I need you now, I don't know you yet. Can you find me soon, cause I'm in my head? Yeah, I need someone, I don't know you yet. And I've been looking for someone to put up with my bullshit, and I can't even leave my bed just so I keep on boring. And I ain't seen a lot of day, well, that's not important, it's been so long. There you go.
What? The Fork in the Road podcast is crawling back from another hiatus? Yes, it's true. And this week, I got to sit down with my friend Harry King, who I was blessed to meet this summer at camp. Harry is a bundle of energy. From minute one, I knew this guy was the life of the metaphorical party. He was born and raised in Liverpool in the United Kingdom, and through Camp Canada, he spent 2 months this summer working in Calgary. A little bit more about Harry. He's currently studying physical education and school sport at Edgehill University in Ormskirk in the United Kingdom. He has 17.6 thousand followers on TikTok, and he's a well-known street singer in Liverpool. He has a song called Losing You, available everywhere, wherever you get your music. Harry can do a mean backflip, and he's also an adrenaline junkie. He's hoping to find a career in sports education after he graduates, and he's overall one of the best people I've ever met in my life. Harry talked about his life in Liverpool, his need for physical activity stemming from having a superhero for a mother, growing up with anxiety, and using tough experiences as fuel for success, and so much more. We sat down for almost 2 hours, so there's a Patreon exclusive episode for those of you who decide to support the show. Harry, it was my honor to meet you this summer, brother, and I am challenging you to put out some more music this year, because you need to give myself and the people what they want. I can't wait to see you again, and for those of you listening, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of What Makes You Happy. Thank you so much for that. That was incredible.
No one heard the little ding.
Yeah, no, it's okay. We'll ignore that. It's fine. We're not perfect. This is a show by the people for the people, and people aren't perfect. So, welcome back. I'm recording these day in and day out, bro. Yesterday, we went back to Ireland. Now we're back to the UK.
Hey.
I'm sitting here with my boy Harry King.
Hello.
And Harry, if you would please, first of all, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going great. Here at camp in Canada, living the best life, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Yes.
Yes. So, if you would, Harry, tell them a little bit about yourself. Like, I don't know, some of your interests, if you're in school, what you're studying, you know? Just give them a little bit.
So, currently just graduated from college. I'm 18 years old, and I'm just here working over the summer to earn a bit of money, get the experience into what I want to go and do, which is something involving sports, which is what I'm really into. I'm going to be studying sports science in uni, and also doing a music production course on the side. I've got a really big hobby in street performing and busking.
Mm-hmm.
Really big passion of mine, and yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
That's okay. Harry is being extremely humble. Harry is one of the greatest singers that I have ever heard live. And to be fair, I don't have a lot of friends who are musically inclined, but like Losing You, which is Harry's song that is on Spotify, you can stream
No
that.
plug.
Yes, come on, blow that up. That is in 3 of my playlists, bro.
Oh, really?
Like, I genuinely love that song.
That's great. I didn't even know that, bro.
Yeah,
that's
bro.
sick.
So, the way this works, I already explained it to Harry, and those of you listening, you already know, but this episode is entirely tailored to you and your experience. So whatever direction it goes in, it does not matter, because I think that's the beautiful thing about What Makes You Happy, is that every single person is going to have a different answer, and that means every single episode is going to be different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but now, I'm going to ask you one more question before the first question. You're from Liverpool.
I am.
Tell me about that. What is Liverpool like? Everything. Tell me everything.
Liverpool, mate. Right. So it's crazy. Really crazy. It's a great city to live in. Generally, right. My accent right now is it's changed a bit since I've been to camp, because there's so many, like, even the British people here are like posh. Like, I'm I would what people call a posh scouser, because I don't like people in Liverpool are like I don't know that, like I don't like add like a little to most like vocabulary and stuff. People are mad friendly. They're just like, you walk down the street and they're just like, you're like, lad, how you doing, lad? You're alright, you know. And it's crazy. And there's been quite a lot of viral videos of Scousers like just even speaking. People love the Scouse accent.
Is that, what did you just say, a Scouser?
A Scouse accent. So like,
is that what
so
you refer to people as?
Yeah, so right. In Scotland, for example, they'll be Scottish.
Right.
In London, I don't know.
English, probably.
Probably British.
Yeah.
Like you're from down south, you've got a southern accent and stuff. And then like if you're from like Manchester, for example, like you're a Mank, or people call them Manks.
It's a Manky!
So like and then from Liverpool, you're like a Scouser, which is like basically just like that. It's English, just a different like tone of saying.
Right.
Like, so like people, there's Tessa here and there's Zach here at camp. They're from like near the south end, and they sound a lot more like posh. Like they say like proper English. Like Scousers do not care. But now Liverpool, it's a big city. It's got a lot of people. Crazy amount of people. Sculpture wise, compared to like Canada, Calgary, the landscape and stuff, they get some. There's a lot of open ground in Canada, a lot of fields. There's a lot of open space for people to move about in.
Right.
And you know, all the buildings in like downtown are really like well built. The skyscrapers. Liverpool's more of like a compact area. There's bit of grass free. They build a house. That's like mostly like downtown in the town. It slowly starts to like, the ground starts to increase a bit more, like the fields and stuff, as you come out of town, but not massively.
Right.
And I'd say the architecture and the way that all the buildings are built, like you'd go to downtown Calgary, you'd see skyscrapers, but you'd be like, oh, that's pretty cool.
But it's all modern buildings.
Yeah, and you go to Liverpool, and the buildings that are built there are just like, they're just fascinating to look at. Like some of them are built of sandstone. There's a Radio City Tower, which is this big like tower that lights up, which is where they like have the main radio channel.
Yeah.
They have the Liver building, which is this really famous building in Liverpool with 2 live birds on. A lot of tourist attractions. There's the big Ferris wheel, big Ferris wheel. Great place to live. But then there's good things about it. There's lots of things to do. The nightlife, oh my god, oh my bro.
It's night and day.
The nightlife is just addictive. Like,
yeah, fair enough.
Bro, if I had enough money, I'd go out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Bro, I would go. Maybe I'd one rest day, but like, the clubs are crazy. There's like 5 floors and majority of clubs. So we have this.
That's insane.
We have these 2 big roads that link up on either side. Obviously, like when you're walking across. And this place is called Concert Square, and along these 2 roads, there's clubs up here, there's clubs around here, there's clubs down here, just like a big square of clubs, and it's like called Concert Square. And bro, you can never get bored of that place. Like, there's so many places to go within the square, and like, it's just like, you got a night out, you don't have to travel from like down like loads of streets to get to the next place. You just walk up the road and it's like there.
Right.
Or along the same sort of strip.
Yeah.
It's insane. There's good parts about Liverpool, and then there's bad parts about Liverpool. So like, some of the bad parts I'll touch upon. There's some rough areas.
But it's like that everywhere.
It is. These rough areas involve like a lot of like, it's getting better like slowly. There's still like a lot of like tends to be kind of quite a lot of it. There's quite a lot of knife crime recently. Like there has been recently. Involved like 14-year-old girl.
Oh my god.
And she's called Ava, and she was so. I'm a street performer in Liverpool, and I knew some of their friends because they always used to come up to me and sing to me, like, and like, can I have a go on your microphone? I'd be like, yeah, sure. And then, they were friends with this Ava who was like 14, and then the boy who stabbed her was only like 14 as well. Like,
Jeez. And is this gang related?
it's just like to do with like social media
Interesting.
and just just overall like arguments between people. In certain parts it can be really rough. Like, you know, knife crime has been a big issue. There's loads of communities that are trying to stop it. So there's like a big group called Liverpool, which is this whole like bike gang, not gang, but this bike community where like everyone on the like pedal bikes, just go on big rides all the time. Like, and these people that go on these rides are people that have grown up in a rough environment, in environments where knife crime has been a threat to them. And this sort of community of Liverpool, they go out on their bikes instead of causing trouble on their bikes. You know, like
They're watching
throwing
out for
stuff.
people.
They're riding around. They're as a group together, so they feel safe. And you know, they're popping wheelies everywhere, but they're like enjoying themselves and they're staying away from crime. And they're just being part of this community, just doing what they enjoy. Because quite a lot of like people love wheelies in Liverpool. Like you'd walk down a high street and you'd turn around and there'll be a guy behind you and they'll swear if you're doing a wheelie or something. Yeah. And it's pretty sick, to be fair.
That is cool. Alright, so the first question, Harry, if you're ready.
I am.
When it comes to your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, and your emotional health, what makes you happy? You can answer all four, you can answer one, you can answer two, it's up to you.
Okay, so what makes me happy?
Yeah.
Okay, so physical health, 100%. You know, I couldn't sit in my house all day eating, getting fat, because that would affect my mental health. It'd affect me emotionally. It would, and even just like looking in the mirror and like seeing myself, I would kind of see myself as like a failure in a way.
Yeah.
Like, I know some people can't help like becoming like a bit fat and stuff. Like, some people can't help it, or like there's certain circumstances where like it can lead to that, and that's quite upsetting. But like, I just could never do that to myself. Like, physical health is something that I need to keep me going in life. Like, if I didn't have exercise during like the day, like I can stay in my house like for about an hour, bro. Like,
fair.
Like I don't, like, lockdown drove me crazy, because like not leaving my house for a bit. I'm not gonna lie, I went on runs. I ran like, lockdown drove me that insane. I was running like half marathons. Just like on like a Tuesday evening, I'd be like, Mom, I'm just going for a run, and I'd just keep running, and it'd be like 9 o'clock. I'd be running down country roads, and I wouldn't stop. Like like I've always been active as a kid. I've always played sports, and my mum, she is a bit of a gym freak, so she wakes up at 5. She goes to the gym in the morning.
That's so sick.
She rides to work, which is like half an hour with hills, inclines. She goes to work from like 8 until like 3, half 3, and then she rides back to my house. She walks my dog for an hour, and then goes to the gym
Again.
Jeez. So there's like she does like spin class in the morning, and then she do like combat or like a different class in the evening, and like she's been doing that like probably since I was born. Like, she's always loved the gym, and I feel like I've seen that, and it inspires me. Like,
that's
I'm
a
like,
good influence to have around.
My dad not so much, because my dad's self-employed. He doesn't like have time to exercise in that way. Because I live with my mum, and you know, I hate to say it, I prefer my mum, maybe my dad most of the time.
Like, you just get on better.
Yeah, we get along better. I tend to like be as physical as I can. Like, I love the gym. Physical health, I feel like, I don't know, if I didn't exercise, if I didn't like physically do anything, I don't know, it would drive me insane.
Yeah,
like,
bro. I genuinely
I don't know what I would do. Like, for those who don't know what don't know that feeling, but like, it's kind of like an addiction. Like, if you don't exercise, if I don't exercise, if I don't do something, then I start like beating myself up, and I get like a horrible feeling that I need to have it, or need to go do it. It's like with anything. It's like with smoking cigarettes. You get like a feeling that that you need it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same with physical health.
Mm-hmm.
With my physical health, like I need to exercise, like even if it's just a fresh air walk for like 10 minutes.
It changes a lot.
It changes a lot. Definitely, and that's one of them things that will bring me into like mental health as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my best strategies to get over mental health. Simply because just going on a run or playing like a sport or like being sociable with someone, just because it like releases endorphins and stuff, and by releasing endorphins it makes you feel better, and that's what like improves mental health a lot. Like
the natural high.
Exactly, like it improves so much, like physical health. Moving onto mental health, I suffered quite a lot moving into high school when I was about 11,
mm-hmm.
With anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of like was super bad. I know I sort of had it when I was younger. Like I used to go to camps and stuff. I used to always like feel homesick. I used to always like I had a lot of motion sickness and travel sickness. I'm still figuring out whether that's related to anxiety or not, because I'm fine in the car now. I'm older and now I can drive. It's so much like I don't get sick in the car anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But like going through high school, I was bullied a bit, and I also like just didn't like school, so I used to worry about school. Starting like in high school, I used to vomit quite a bit because I got so worked up. My brain was always spinning around that I would vomit. And then since then, I would always worry about vomiting and just all the what ifs.
Yeah.
So like, there's so many what ifs that I could think of when I was going to high school. That like, my mental health was so high. Just worrying about absolutely everything. Tried to get like a counsellor. Tried to get like a therapist. So there's this thing in the UK called CAMS. I don't know if you have it over here. So I had this therapist and this counsellor, and I told them what happened, and they were like, "Oh, we've never came across this before. Like we've never dealt with someone that like has it in this way." And they were like, sat me down, we're drawing like photos of gingerbread men, and I was like, I always sat in this room like with so much hope. I was like, my mental health's gonna go. Like I'm gonna be fine. And then he was like, right, so draw a gingerbread man. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? I was like, how is this gingerbread man gonna sort my mental health out? There were so many strategies that he came up with, and I was just like,
they didn't work.
None of it worked. Like none of it worked. I got put on these fake pills, like these tablets.
Like a placebo pill?
I can't remember what they called. They were like a cyclozine, which is sort of settles your stomach and stops you from being sick.
Right.
I was told they were like a cyclozine. They were just like this tablet that I would take, and it wouldn't do anything to me.
Right.
So by given them, I would take one every morning before school, and think, my worry is about being sick and thrown up and all this and all of that, and I just thought, if I take this, it'll be fine. So like my sort of anxiety sort of settled a bit then, because I knew I had a safety to sort of fall back on.
Right.
And there was one point in life where I was like, I'd make a plan at the weekend, and like my friends would be like, do you want to go on a bike ride or something? And it got that bad that even just going out of the house to go on a bike ride with my friend, I would worry. I don't know what. Like, there's just, my brain was so like negative and so like surrounded by just negative thoughts and things that might happen, which is pretty crazy. And I talk all day about anxiety because I suffered like really bad of it. And like I used to go to like camps, and I used to come home because I'd hate it, and I could never go on a school trip because I'd worry about like the travel to where I was going, because I used to throw up in the car a lot.
Right.
And it sounds like crazy.
But that was your life, bro.
That was my life a good part of like high school, but like no one seemed to notice because I used to like come to school a bit later. I had like a woman I used to fall back on, and she used to be like, "It's okay, blah blah blah." But then it got to the point where I was so fed up with like trying to do all these, like, trying to think about these methods, and I was just fed up with, like, sort of, I don't know what changed, but I was just fed up with, like, having anxiety. It sounds really stupid.
It does not sound stupid.
But me and my mum, we were just, like, it got to the point where we was, like, all these methods don't work. This tablet was working, it worked for, like, 3 years, and school was okay. But then my mum just didn't want me to be on these tablets all my life.
Right.
Like, I don't know, taking these tablets, that didn't do anything. Like, this is not really necessary. I came up with, like, strategies at night. I used to, like, sit with a candle in front of me, play some relaxing music. I used to just breathe. I used to, a bit of meditation. There's, like, headspace on your phone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I used to just think about all the things I'm worried about. I just split a piece of paper in half, write some good things on one side, like the things I'm worried about on one side, and then like how I can overcome them on the other side. And I used to always just, like, rip the bad side off and just keep the good side. So I don't, and, like, I would say it took a while to think about all of the good things, instead of what if I'd be sick, I'd be like, well, if I'd be sick, then, like, who actually cares?
Right.
I would worry about, like, so many things that would just come up, but then learning to think, like, twist the bulb around and think about the good things all the time. If I surrounded my brain with so many positive things, I had positive posters in my room. I tried so many things. There was one day, it was, like, year 10, which is when I was, like, about 14. I forgot to take the tablet in the morning, and I went into school, and I was in, like, maths class, and I was sat there, and I was like, oh fuck. I was like, I haven't taken this tablet. I started to panic a bit, but then I got through the day, and I was like, I don't need this. I was like, slowly I cut it to half. I was fine with half, and then there's one day I was like, I'm not going to take it, and then I was fine, and I was like, I just, because of all the positive things I was thinking about, and just learning how to get out of sort of a stressful situation by thinking positive, it just helped me so much, to the point where I didn't need them tablets anymore, and my anxiety slowly started to fade. As you are younger, you're bound to be sensitive, like, names people call you, the things people say, you're bound to like be sensitive of things. But it's not until you develop and actually realise and understand, like, people that judge you, like 10 years ago, like, where are they now? Like,
Exactly.
They don't care about you, you don't care about them. It doesn't matter. Like, I honestly, when I started busking, like, that was kind of it was nerve-wracking at first, but
it changed.
The more
everything.
I've done it, that's probably what changed my life the most. Standing there singing while millions of people walk past you a day and look at you and hear you, and then people that walk past, I don't take note, I don't memorise every single one of them. They walk past, they look at me, if they don't like me, I don't care.
Right.
Like, to say, if you want to be the happiest, surround yourself with people that are happy with you,
and
are happy
lift
with
you
them,
up.
and bring you up. Like, you don't want to be around people that like get jealous of you for doing this. You want to be around people that are proud of you, people that are happy that you're doing something. Like you, Keaton.
I appreciate that. Come on. Okay, the second question, Harry. What gets you through your worst days, bro? And I'm talking about the days where, like, for example, you would wake up and you're like, oh, it's a school trip. I'm gonna get sick. This is horrible. I'm not gonna go. And then you go, and then you do get sick. Then you come home and, oh no, I don't know, something happened. Maybe you had a pet and the pet passed away. Like, the worst days.
The worst days. What's getting me through them? So, I tend to just, my own independence and so just give myself space to realise what's going on. Like, if something happens, for example, like when I was about 14, my parents divorced, and the way it happened was awful. And me realising about that, and understanding the whole situation, just by walking away and like sitting down. I walked to a river. I sat by the river and I cried a lot, and I just taking in everything that happened all at once, letting it all out. I'd say just my own space and just giving myself time to think about it. I used a bit of like physical activity by walking, which kind of de-stressed me a bit. I sat down, thought about it, which was like kind of let it all out basically by just thinking about it, and sort of using like the realization of, oh fuck, this just happened, like this is quite upsetting, letting it all out, and then doing some more physical activity like walk back, and then that makes you feel a lot better just by realizing what's gone on. Get me through the worst days. Music, like genuinely, like the song that I've written, "Losing You," that was actually like, it wasn't supposed to be about an ex. I wanted to just write a sad song and like relate it to love, and then my ex happened to break up with me, and this was like my first love. Like this is like the love of my. I thought she was the love of my life. Gonna get married, gonna have kids, blah blah blah. Like family was amazing. Everything in her life, in my like her to me was just like she could had full control of me. I was wrapped around her finger, and like definitely through the worst days, however you're feeling, writing it down, putting it like that day I was so upset. I just written everything down. And just putting it, like I created a song from it. Like
you turned it into something beautiful.
I just try and, the worst days I try and flip a sad thing or whatever's happened into a perspective that's something that can improve. Like there's always that saying, out of bad comes good, and I've started to realise that that's very true. Like you can have someone break up with you, absolutely get heartbroken, but you can change that into a song. You can let that out into the world. You can get streams. You can do good things with sad things and bad things that happen. For instance, like when something bad happens, it makes you into such a stronger person, depending on how you deal with it. And if you deal with it by making an impact on other people and just letting out your emotions is key. Like you need to let out your emotions to be stable, I guess. But just by making something good out of a bad situation is always like the best way of doing things in my perspective.
I agree. I think a couple of things. First of all, Harry, you're one of the most positive people that I have ever met. And like I was gonna say this, but you got into your mental health and I was not gonna stop you. It was very important to me that you got to share that. But when you were talking about your physical health, even if it's just a 10-minute whatever, like Harry put a Spider-Man costume on again today, and he was just sprinting away from kids, doing flips, doing whatever, and obviously like you're doing it for the kids, but it's also like, hey, let me get some exercise, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, when you're put in a tough situation, I feel like it's always a test to see who you are. Yeah. And it's clear to me that you are going to be fine, Harry, because if you can get through that anxiety at 11 to 17 years old, think about any problem, it's going to be trivial compared to that. Because when you're younger, that shit is existential. Like every problem you have is like, if I don't solve this, I'm going to die.
Yeah, like you graze your knee, you're like, ah! You break your arm, you think you're going to die, or you swallow a marble and it gets stuck in your foot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but because I've dealt with it, like at this age, I feel like most of my anxiety is pretty much gone. Like I don't have worry in the world because I just appreciate life so much now.
Yeah, bro.
Which is great.
I genuinely get it, man. Like for me, for the longest time, I was the same way. What if? If you live your life by what ifs, you're never going to do anything.
Absolutely.
Never. So I think that's all I really have to say, man. Like, if I was going through these type of thought patterns at 18, like I just moved to a different town and I was playing basketball. The only thing I was thinking about was getting good enough so they didn't cut me, So push all your mental health aside, just get better at hoop, get better at hoop, get better at hoop. And like that was not exactly healthy for me, but the lessons that I learned through basketball, those are the type of lessons that you learn through this process of dealing with your anxiety.
Absolutely.
So it's very, very impressive, man. Genuinely.
I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Of course. And seriously, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, men don't cry. Real men don't cry. F*** you. If you don't show your emotions, if you don't make people feel safe, then you're doing the wrong thing. And I will die by that.
Absolutely.
Genuinely.
That is facts.
Alright, so the last question, Harry, I haven't told you about this yet. So, in the last 6 months of your life, is there anything you're extremely grateful for that you want to put out into the world? And then in the coming 6 months of your life that you know of, is there anything that you're worried or anxious about that you just want to get off your chest and give to the people right now? Because I know you have festivals coming up or performances coming up.
Past 6 months, very grateful for like my friends back at home. Friends I made here for making me feel welcome and just knowing that like everyone's human, like you don't need to be judged, you can be who you want. And music, definitely, like my friends have helped me with music. They've like, so my friends now, the circle of friends I have, if I sound terrible on a song, if I don't sound as good as I can be, or if I'm not like performing as good as I am, they would tell me, and they'd be like, you sound shit. They were like, you
can do better.
And I'd be bussed. Like back in the UK, I've had friends that like sometimes come watch me busk, and like I'd sing like a note in a certain way or say a word, and they would they'd sort of like take the mick of how I sang it in a joking way, and my friends tell me that I need to improve. I'm grateful for my friends because they've helped me like build sort of techniques within music, because I've never had a music lesson, never had a singing lesson. I've just been in my room singing away, and just my voice has developed over time just by like stretching your vocals, by singing songs that could be out your vocal range, and then knowing where your vocal range is at is important, because if you just like, for instance, if I was just don't really sing much and I whip on like a Adele song and start trying to sing like Easy on Me, I'm not gonna sing it well. Knowing knowing your pitch, knowing like the type of songs you can sing, like helps and makes you sound so much better. So yeah, I'm grateful for my friends. I'm super grateful for like just like money in general, for like, so my job back at home, I worked in a bar at the end of my road, and I was obviously street performing, and I had to save up quite a lot for Canada. Like I've paid like over like $1,000 to be here, over like £1,000, maybe close to 2,000, and like basically I just kept spending the savings that I was trying to save to get here, but it came to me like before I had like a month to save like £800. I was busking every day, and then like I'd get like a random £100 in my bank from like my college or something. I just like, money just came at the right time. Like it's as if it knows like money
when
always,
you need it.
Like money always returns. Like memories don't return, but money always does. And that's the I feel like it's just, I've managed to grab it and get hold of it at the right time in the past 6 months to be able to be where I am and improve as a person and explore like where I am today. So friends and money is a big thing, and yeah, nothing really out. Past 6 months, I mean, I've finished college. Like I smashed college out because
Congratulations.
I realized I haven't dropped a mark in the past 2 years because I've been so focused and like so dedicated, because I know that I like to move on in life. I know like the sort of path that I kind of want to go. So I want to go to uni. So I just try my best with that. So yeah, just I'd say college has helped me a lot. I've been grateful for like the teachers at college that have taught me, and just my motivation and my determination. Like I would say I'm so determined like with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like my motivation and determination, I'm grateful for, because like if I'm playing a sport, I want to be the best at that sport. Like, okay, I accept I'm not the best at some sports, but even those sports I'm not the best at, I want to become somewhat the best. Like with running, for example, like I used to do like these cross country races, and if I wasn't coming first, I would be so annoyed, and I'd beat myself up. I want to strive to be the best in everything I can do, and like with my grades and stuff, like if I know I can achieve that,
right,
then
why not?
I'm gonna, like, and it's with everything really. Like, so for instance, I was doing these hill sprints back at home, just to like train to get better endurance and stuff, and I was timing myself every time from when I got to the top back down to the bottom. Like each time I was doing it in like 15 seconds, blah blah blah. And I got to the 10th one, and I was absolutely shattered. And like I set myself goals to like strive higher and become better at things. It was my last run, and I think my target was like 15 seconds. I was like, I'm gonna beat this, and if I don't, then that just sucks. So, bro, I never ran so fast. It was my 10th one. I was exhausted, and I managed to beat it by like 2 seconds. Bro, I finished. I sat down. I was lightheaded. And I was just so exhausted. I thought I was gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so determined. Like, I'm grateful for my determination. Like, I was determined to come to Canada. I was determined to like be here for 2 months. Like, but being in Canada for 2 months to some people my age, like flying by yourself, doing it all by yourself seems like not doable. But
right.
I was determined. So like. Determination and motivation is a big one that I've been grateful for.
Okay. And is there anything you're worried about in like the future, the coming 6 months?
In the future, I mean, like I don't quite know how uni's gonna work. Like I really want to go to uni. At the same time, seeing how easy it is to get about and travel and have opportunities, is kind of fading me away a bit. So like I've got a friend who's just moved to Australia. He was doing football coaching. He just completely sacked that off. Got a 2-year work permit and just found a bar in it, like a job in a bar, and he's now like loving life.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's just like rolling with life. But like I don't know, kind of stressed, maybe a little bit worried. I just want to see how uni is. But then I also know that if it doesn't go to plan, there's so many different things I can do.
Yeah.
There's nothing really in the next 6 months that I'm worried about really.
That's
there's
good.
Nothing, because I just sort of take life as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, next 6 months, I do want to travel a bit more. And just do some things that are just adventurous and stuff. I don't want to be a normal person. I don't want to just live life how you're supposed to. Like, it's like some people just go to school, go to uni,
then
graduate, get a job,
and then they die.
And that's their life. I don't want to live like that. I want to live differently, where like I know I've lived the best I could possibly live, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, bro. You like to push the boundaries.
I do.
And I like that. We were at the Cove, for those of you who are from Calgary who are listening to this, man. And like the top of the rope swing, the sketchy part where it like sways in the wind. Right before I got there, Harry goes off of this and he just it was crazy. Hits the side of his rib, sore for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that was crazy. So I don't know how high would you say that is? Like,
I honestly don't know.
It's I would say it's like 20, maybe about 20 meters, maybe a bit less. I don't know.
I don't know meters. I would say it's about 20 feet, so maybe 15 meters.
Yeah. I reckon it was so high, but I just was like, I didn't care. If I was gonna die by jumping off a massive tree into water, into glacier water in Canada, then I'm gonna die that way. That's a cool way to die. I know it's deep, but there's people on a boat going, do a flip, and I was like, I want to do this. Like, this is something that if I walked away from this swing, I'd
You'd
kind
be
of regret, because
disappointed in
I
yourself.
want to do something different. And I was just at the top and I was looking down and I was like, you know, this could go really bad or really not bad. I don't know how deep it is. I just jumped, but like when I jumped, I was in the air for so long, bro. I felt like I was flying. I just hit the water like this, and bro, it felt like I'd been punched by Mike Tyson or something. Bro, it was so painful. But
you're alive.
I'm alive.
To tell.
And now I can tell that story and share the video.
Yeah, bro.
And it made me, you know, I don't regret anything now, so
That's good.
It's good.
Alright, Harry, to wrap these up, it's always different for everybody. This is the time that I'm going to give you to give my listeners where they can find you, where they can find your music, where they can connect with you. Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Yeah, okay, so I am on Spotify.
But be careful.
Be careful, because basically, so I uploaded my song and it's called Losing You, but it's for some reason I've kind of messed up the posting of it, and it's in like an album with some random French songs and random songs, but it's got like a photo cover of like this like guy.
I'll put it in the video.
Yeah, you'll put it in the video. But yeah, my name's Harry King, if you didn't know. I'm on Instagram. It's Harry King 133. TikTok's my biggest platform. Which is rusty.king, which the reason why it's called Rusty is because I got a nickname for you know, colour of rust is ginger or orange, and I got called Rusty by one of my friend's dads. So then that was my nickname for a bit. And yeah, I don't really use Facebook, but yeah, I'd appreciate if you do give me a follow. Maybe if you want to drop me a message, ask me anything or whatever, I would appreciate it. But yeah, it's been great, and I appreciate you all listening to me.
Yeah,
appreciate your time.
Of course, man. You don't have to, like, this is an honor for me, man, to sit down and seriously like pick at the very interesting people who have improved. Like, you guys have changed my life, and I don't think people will fully be able to grasp that until I'm producing these episodes. But like, just because I live 45 minutes away doesn't mean that this opportunity did not change my life. I have not got to sit down and truly learn about somebody else's culture from anybody. But for the people here, like, this is a safe space where we can share, where we can learn, where we can grow together. So thank you.
Bro, thank you, bro.
Come on.
I appreciate it.
Come on. And then for those of you listening, man, I really hope you enjoyed this week's episode of What Makes You Happy, and we are not done yet.
Absolutely. We're not.
Awesome.
Keegan's not done yet.
No, exactly. I'm still going, bro. And that is that, Harry.
Wait.